Today we're taking a look at the Kobe 6 Mambacita Sweet 16. Welcome back to Kicks on Kicks, my channel where I review sneakers, and today we're taking a look at the Kobe 6 in the Mambacita Sweet 16 colorway. This is a Protro, by the way. These came out a year and a half ago, basically not too long after the death of Kobe and his daughter Gigi in that tragic helicopter accident back in 2020, right before the world ended with COVID, right? So this is a shoe that Nike put out to commemorate their lives and celebrate Gigi and the Mamba Sports Academy. And this is just such a bittersweet shoe. Like, you look at this shoe and what it represents. Like, it's a beautiful shoe, but it just represents such tragedy. But we're going to take a look at this shoe. I'm going to give you a look at the packaging. And we're going to talk about legit checking indicators so you can tell the difference between the authentic retail sneaker and this replica. And then we're going to get up out of here. So let's go ahead and start from the bottom up. Like I said, this is a Kobe 6 Protro, but the Kobe 6 Protro basically has the same tooling as the Kobe 6 Retro, or the original Kobe 6. So looking at the outsole, we've got that sort of black Mamba, the snake scales on the traction. This is a solid white rubber outsole, so it's going to be a little bit better traction if you decided you wanted to play basketball in it. There is some carbon fiber here in the midfoot, but it actually does kind of switch to a Phylon at the forefoot, but still black, so it blends in pretty nicely. Got that Mamba logo right there, and all in all, just a really dope shoe. Now, Kobe 6 is one of the most loved basketball sneakers of all time. It's super low to the ground. You get a lot of court feel, and you get nice bouncy responsiveness from the zoom unit on the in the back of the shoe, in the heel of the shoe. So anyway, moving up to the midsole. Speaking of, we've got this Phylon midsole, super soft foam. I like it. We've got little details here. You can see on this like outrigger here, you've got this, I don't know if it's braille or what, but it says Black Mamba here in those little dots in the details. Very cool. And that's pretty much it. Let's move on to the upper, because that's the star of the show on any Kobe 6. So we already see we've got this nice piano black gloss here on the upper for the scales. So this is like a textile woven upper with these sort of plastic bumps or scales to add more rigidity, more stability, and it's super dope. It's really, really awesome. Now, like I said, we've got this sort of black fabric, and then we've got these black glossy scales, but then you've got this white swoosh that's painted on, and that looks really nice. And there's really not a whole lot to talk about. Just some of the details on this shoe. We've got the number 2 here toward the heel. That number 2 obviously was Gigi's number when she was playing at the Mamba Sports Academy. Man, such a tragedy that she is no longer with us. But other than that, man, this is a standard Kobe 6. So let's take a look at the back on the heel counters. On your right shoe, you've actually got Gigi's name on the back with that Mamba logo. On the left shoe, you got Kobe. So again, a tribute to both Kobe and Gigi. Other than that, not a ton of distinguishing features. Now, as far as what comes with the shoe, they come with a set of white laces with black aglets, but also included in a bag, we get a set of black laces with white aglets. So those are very nice. Looking at the insole, you can see, well, you might not be able to see because of the lighting, but it says Mambacita on the inside there. You've got the angel with the number 2. The Kobe 6 insoles are notoriously hard to put back in place, so I'm not going to take them out. But hey, the shoe is the shoe. On the sock liner, you've got this sort of Mamba scale pattern, and that's that. Let's take a quick look at the box before we talk legit checking indicators and what you can look at to see if you got a real pair versus a fake pair. Now, this is a pretty standard Kobe box, and we got Kobe 6 Protro, colors just black and white. and I got mine in a size 9 because I wear a size 9. As far as sizing, I would say these fit true to size. If you're playing basketball in these, you're going to want to keep them true to size, unless you got a wide foot. But if you're just wearing these casually, you probably could afford to go up a half size because they are super snug. Kobe's are really snug. They're made for playing basketball. They want your foot to lock in place, and that's definitely what's going to happen when you put these on. So there's that. Now, let's go ahead and talk legit checking indicators, because there are a few things you can look at to know whether or not you've got an authentic pair of these. The first, this placement on this number 2. On my right shoe, you can see it like pokes up, gets really far up to that sort of TPU cage there. It's too far up. On my, well, this is my left shoe, my bad. But on the right shoe, it's actually placed more accurately. It's a little bit better centered from the top to bottom. So that's one thing you can look at. Another thing, which you're not necessarily going to be able to see with the naked eye, but the pattern of these scales is a little bit too coarse. It's actually a more fine pattern on the retail product. Like you see a little bit less white. The scales are a little bit smaller on that sock liner, but again, it's not something you're really going to be able to tell unless you got them side by side with a retail pair. But something you will be able to tell is the quality on this swoosh. This swoosh is actually a lot more crisp than the retail pair would be. On the retail pairs, the swoosh is like kind of airbrushed and stenciled on. Here, it almost looks screen printed. That's like how exact the swoosh is. So that's one thing that you can look at to be able to tell. This one, it's not as bad as some others I've seen. Well, excuse me. My right shoe is not as bad as the left shoe. In my opinion, the crispy swoosh looks better, but you know, legit is legit. So that's one other thing that you can look at. The last thing that I would tell you to look at, so you can tell if you got a real pair versus a fake pair, is one, the placement on the logos on the back. So my Mamba logo and the word Kobe are kind of tilted, kind of skewed. So you can kind of tell, like, it doesn't quite line up the way it should. You can see it's kind of slanting downwards toward the medial side of the shoe. But then also another thing is that there's supposed to be like a glittery effect on this TPU cage, and there's not a glittery effect on this. And the last thing you can tell, the word Kobe and the word Gigi, respectively, are supposed to be done in like a gold, like a yellowish gold. This is more of a dull, like bronze looking lettering. It's supposed to be a lot brighter and really like gold. I love gold. So those are a few things that you can look at to tell if you've got the retail shoe versus a replica shoe. All in all, I mean, rep factories, you know, some things they do well, some things they don't. If you're just going for the overall look, then they've pretty much got it. But I would never recommend playing basketball in a pair of replica sneakers. I know there's a lot of people out there like, oh, but how good are these for playing ball? Listen, man, like if you're playing ball like at any kind of serious level, like you're playing high school ball, you're trying to go play college ball, I wouldn't put a pair of reps on to do that, because you just never know about the quality of the materials, the glue, how well it's going to hold up. But I mean, if you're just that old man that goes to the gym and plays, you know, rec league, then maybe it may be fine for pickup games at the YMCA. But other than that, man, this is just for looks. But that's going to do it for me. I'll throw these on feet and give you guys a quick look, and then we can get up out of here. Peace.